Breaking news. Amy Klobuchar dropped out of the vice presidential contending, and she calls up Joe Biden and says, "Brother Joe, I think you need to take me off of the list and place a woman of color on the ticket." Check it out, and then we'll take it on the other side.
Let me tell you this, after what I've seen in my state, what I've seen across the country. This is a historic moment, and America must seize on this moment. And I truly believe, as I actually told the vice president last night when I called him, that I think this is a moment to put a woman of color on that ticket. And there are so many incredibly qualified women. But if you want to heal this nation right now, my party, yes, but our nation, this is sure a hell of a way to do it.
How much of these last few weeks influenced what you have just told us that you want to withdraw? And apparently you're saying you told Vice President Biden last night that you want to withdraw from consideration as a possible vice presidential candidate.
As I sat at George Floyd's memorial, as I talked to people across this country in the last few weeks, yes, I came to this conclusion. And I think it would be taking what has been a tragedy, but yet this moment of galvanizing force across this country and taking it and unifying our country, but also doing it in a joyful way by putting someone of color on this ticket. And you think about the past. You think about with Juneteenth coming up tomorrow. You think about the past with slavery. You think about the fact that in today's world, African-American women can still go into a maternity ward in New Orleans and say her hands are swollen and no one listens. Pregnant woman and she loses her baby. You think of the immigrant people that have been working on those front lines in the hospitals and at the grocery stores and driving those buses and how they have been overwhelmingly hit by the pandemic. These are things that have been magnified, that have always existed in such a big way. And I think one way you get at it and seize this historical moment and turn what has been probably the most difficult year in our country's history since, I don't know, World War II, if you take it and you put that into something that would be of such joy with so many of my friends and colleagues that would be qualified for this job, I think you could make something like we've never seen and show the world what America is really all about.
Very, very nice sentiment. But I'll be honestly and frank, maybe some people would be upset with what I'm going to say here. The reality is I am done with symbolism. So you give us a woman of color, whether it be black, Latina, Asian, indigenous, whatever, as vice president. You've given us that symbol. You know, the symbol is not going to do anything for the ghettos, the barrios, or Appalachia unless that symbol also have resolve for progressive values. Unless that symbol comes in there and says, Biden, you were the choice of a large percentage of the Democrats. Now we want to represent that set of the Democrats who really, really, really want even more progressive change. So if you are just going to pick a particular woman of color in your realm or one that thinks closely to you, I am not sure, while that symbolism might work in the short term, I don't know what it brings us in the long term. Now, it's true that the vice presidential candidate doesn't supposedly carry a lot of weight, but these days, and specifically with a Joe Biden, I think that person would. So if we get a woman of color with the policy positions of Elizabeth Warren, notice what I'm saying, with the policy position of Elizabeth Warren, that would speak to being serious about changing our economic system in such a manner that it is better for the average American citizen. But absent giving me a person of color that is equally yoked as Elizabeth Warren, give me Elizabeth Warren. I'm Egberto Willies, host of Politics Done Right, an independent news program. I post several news videos of interest every day. I ask you so kindly to subscribe to my channel and please leave me some comments. Thank you very much.